Are we going? We're going. Okay, so just as a recap of where we kind of ended the last time we met, which was on Thursday, we had read through the prior week. We had read through the prompt and told you guys some of the specific things, and then we asked you guys to sort of build a little, cube like this and have your site plan. And we said that the very first thing you have to do is make a decision. And are you going to make it to where, got the model, are you going to make it to where the object is completely hidden behind trees? Remember, these are trees over here. Or here we go, right? Go that way, go that way. Here we go. So are you going to hide it behind the trees? Are you going to put it so that you can see it from below? Or are you going to play peekaboo like Hero wanted you guys to play with the thing? Or not play with the thing. But anyway, so that was the very first decision you had to make, okay? And it's crucial, the reason that we've included that as a learning methodology in this project is so that you guys start to see how one decision will often affect a second decision that you have to make, and then affect another decision, and how things are kind of interlinked, okay? So I'm going to move the model to the side and go back to the drawing. So your first decision, am I going to hide it to create a sense of anticipation in my visitor, or am I going to show it to create a sense of excitement as they approach it? Anticipation or, surprise, I'm sorry. The two things were a sense of surprise or a sense of anticipation. I think I got those backwards just now. So you guys had to make that decision. Once you made that decision, right, then you had to then decide how you were going to make the near-in approach. Now, so the approach from the parking lot is the far-off approach. It's like the parking lot's like way over there past the camera, and you got to walk up to the site. Now, once you've made this decision, I'm putting it here. I'm putting it here. You have to decide: am I going to use approach A, B, or C? Okay. So that in turn now has an impact on where you put your entry porch. Okay. Because if you're using approach C, the best thing to do is to draw the line down the pathway and kind of point it right at where you were putting the entry porch. If you were using approach B, you didn't want to put your model so far away that people had to walk across the entire site. So maybe you had to move it up, or maybe you put it in closer, but you kind of figured out where you could walk, and then you kind of made your entry so that it was commensurate to where you could walk. Or if you chose approach A, you might have created an entryway that comes around the corner, or you might have created one that again faces east but is on the axis line of the steps to come up to that porch. So one decision kind of then starts to impact the next decision, okay? What else did we, as a recap?
I think that pretty much sums it. It's decision one, where is the building on the site, and then how does that affect entry from the road into the site?
Or walkway.
The walkway.
Yeah. Because I think this walkway is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 4 feet wide. Do you want to measure it here, Ode?
It was about 4 feet wide.
Yeah, it's 4 feet. So this is a walking path.
3.5, 4
yeah.
feet, somewhere.
Don't confuse this for a car path. Big four-wheel drive, you know, kind of bouncing along. Okay.
This is a recap, because we talked about this in studio before we adjourned, actually, right?
Some of the other things that we talked about in studio were the fact that you're building, one of the requirements in the project prompt is that the west wall has to face exactly west. And so in our class we had a discussion about why is the north arrow just slightly askew? Well, that's a learning objective too, because if we didn't do that, more than likely students would just square up the building with the edges of the paper. And what we talked about in class is that the edges of the paper are arbitrary, but north is not.
Made you draw these grids on your site plan.
So you cannot have your building slightly off like that, lined up with the paper. It has to be on the north, south, east, west axis.
Makes sense.
And all of that decision will dictate what will be coming next with your spatial subtraction. Okay.
All right. Go team.